Hey there, this is the Orlando Squadcast. It is your one-stop shop for all the latest news, history, and updates from the City Beautiful.
Hey, checkers.
Ooh. Yeah. This city is so huge, so there's a lot going on.
So tips, secrets, happenings, anything that's new that's happening, you're going to be hearing it here first.
Welcome and thank you for joining us as we explore the vibrant culture, people, and places that make Orlando so special. Get ready to be in the know and stay in the know with the Orlando Squadcast. I'm your host today, Rob Stack, but right alongside me, I got my good pal with the bluest eyes, but not the greatest of memories, Jonathan Spiegel.
Hey, everybody. I'm sorry. Sometimes I suffer from short-term memory loss.
I know a fish like that.
And then if I don't actually remember the details, I'll just fill it in with whatever kind of seems better with that moment, you know?
Yeah.
But each moment is different. So sometimes stories aren't even real.
Wow.
I know.
What a fascinating life.
Speaking of being real, one of the truest individuals in the entire world that I've ever known is a guy next to me named Mark Rawmaker.
Hey.
The real deal, Mark
Rawmaker, right?
What's up, sir?
How you doing, dude?
I'm good, man.
Hey, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Oh my gosh. I can't
so
believe you're back.
excited to have you
I know.
today.
Thanks for having me. If this, if you've listened to this before, thanks for tuning back in.
Mm-hmm.
Whether
Yeah.
it's a podcast or watching us on YouTube. If you haven't yet, subscribe to where you get your podcasts or where you get YouTube. You know what I mean? You get YouTube from YouTube.
Yeah.
But go ahead and subscribe because every Wednesday we have good episodes.
We have new
dropping.
content coming out every single week. So
follow us on Instagram, Orlando Home Squad. Get us there. Go to our website. Oh, speaking of,
guess what?
Did you guys hear?
What?
We're nominated for Best Local Podcast.
Oh my gosh.
I did hear
A
that.
nominee, Best of Orlando 2023
Thank you,
from
Orlando
Orlando
Weekly.
Weekly.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
and this is big for us. We're super excited. We love bringing this content to you, and we're going to
Yep.
keep bringing it to you. But if you can vote, that would be great. If you can go to our website, www.orlandosquadcast.com,
That's it.
you can find a link to vote for us there. But also, we're also looking for sponsors for our show.
Yeah.
So if you want to
Yeah.
be a sponsor, we have got nice little packages and offerings that we would love to bring
reach
to you
out.
guys. And we're also looking for guests too.
if you want
So
to be a
think
guest,
that
yeah.
you'd be a great guest. Go
You
to
love
our
Orlando.
website. Yeah,
Yeah.
we love Orlando, and we want to feature, the people that love Orlando as well, and that
Oh, man.
work in and contribute to this amazing town.
Yeah. We got an exciting episode today, don't we?
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
episode.
You guys want to know what I did this week?
What did you do this week,
Yeah, I do
Rob?
want to know, actually.
I had a very just chill week this week. It's
Okay.
getting hot, so doing more stuff indoors.
Okay.
I went and saw The Flash.
Oh,
nice.
son.
Yeah,
It was
nice.
a great movie. And then I went to Jinya, which is my favorite ramen place.
You do love that place.
I love
I
that
saw you
place.
post that on the Instagram.
The Tonkatsu original is my favorite.
Is that what you get? Do you get
broth.
the same thing every time?
Every time I can't stray. I do try some apps every now and then,
Yeah,
and
for
maybe I'll start exploring and experimenting more with the ramen.
See, but that's the thing with the restaurant. What do you guys both do? If you have a favorite restaurant, do you steer from what you usually get, like something different every time, or you're just like, this is what I like. If I'm paying money for this, I want the experience to be the same.
I do the same exact thing every time.
You do?
Yeah, because I'm going there for a very specific reason, exactly like what you said.
Food.
But at the same time, if I try something, I don't want that to diminish
To
the image.
be worse.
Yeah, to
than
be
what
worse.
You have.
What if
Like,
it's better?
so-
Ooh, I stumped
Ooh.
you guys.
I didn't hear what you said. So
What?
I was like,
So what if it's
did
better?
he talk?
What if it's
Oh,
better?
it could be better, which will add to the experience, but there is the possibility of it being
Yeah.
not great.
I think
Right.
the safest thing to do is if you have somebody with you, whether it's a kid or a partner. You
try
Yep.
stuff. Yeah.
You order that, I'll order this.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
order
smart.
we know we love
Yeah.
this. You order that. That sounds.
Oh, that's a
that
little
might be
restaurant
weird.
hack that
Yeah.
gets you exploring more of the menu because especially with ramen,
what we
it's
do.
so specialized that I'll
Right.
be like, I know I love this ramen. I don't want to stray from the ingredient of my happiness.
Now, Rob, are you a dry noodle or a wet noodle guy when it comes
Wet
to ramen?
noodle. Love wet
noodle?
noodles.
Wet noodle.
Yeah.
With the broth at the end,
Broth.
slurp it up.
Love the broth.
For sure.
Oh yeah, because I like to eat whatever the noodle and then take a sip of the broth because
Oh,
I
yeah,
like
yeah,
to get all the flavors. So I'll eat the raw egg or the soft boiled egg,
Soft boiled, yep.
which is it's like marinated in the mirin or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's super delicious. But then I'll eat the egg and then I'll take a sip of the broth.
Nice.
So again, I like to inundate myself with the
Yeah,
broth.
For you.
sure.
Really
Good
wet.
for you.
Really wet.
Good for you.
I
I'm
like
really
that.
excited about it.
That was
Yeah.
a fun. That was a fun weekend.
That's what I did this
That was
weekend.
fun. You do it on the weekend or you go on the weekday?
I preferably the weekday. The weekends are packed. The place
Yeah.
is packed.
Place is
it's a small little spot.
Yep.
It's got a
Taking
nice
me
little
there. It was
bar.
sweet. We had a good time.
Yeah, it is really nice.
You didn't
really
get to
dark.
go.
No, I didn't get to go. I remember you guys talking about that, and I was thinking, man, I wish I would have been invited.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, everybody tells me that Domu is one of the best ramen places.
Yeah,
in
Domu.
town.
I've been to Domu.
Yeah.
That's a
Domu,
good place.
I've had Domu as well, and I thought it was good, but I just like the Jinya ramen better. I like
Yeah,
the
it's
noodles
solid.
there.
Location's
I like
good too, right down there.
Okay,
Mhm. Yeah.
that was awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
How long did you stay there for? Did you eat and did you wait and then eat some more? Or
No,
were you just
I
like,
would
let's
say
eat
about
and
the
go?
experience was about an hour. We get an app, we get the edamame, and we get
Get sake?
I don't get sake. I get like a Kirin. You
Okay,
know,
whatever.
Yep, for sure. Got to do a beer.
So stupid.
Yeah,
I
do
know,
sake.
I'm so stupid. But yeah, that was my experience. I'm in and
for you.
out. I'm usually pretty in and out.
Yeah.
I like that experience.
Yeah.
Let's do a quick. This is a kind of a solo episode. We're going to
Oh,
feature
yes.
a charity, right?
This
At
week
the
is our
end.
charity spotlight, and
Yeah.
we've got Michelle Sperzel from the Harbor House of Orlando.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's great.
It's a great charity.
Yeah.
Their focus is
They
on
really help the
domestic
community. Yeah.
violence, and they're like a stepstone for somebody that may be experiencing domestic violence at home or not sure if they are. They're a good place to start, to call, have a conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and then work with you if they need to get you out of a dangerous
She's
situation.
gonna,
Wow.
she's
That's
gonna explain
amazing.
everything. But
It's really awesome.
before we get to her, this is it's just gonna be us three for a minute.
Mhm.
We're gonna try some new things this episode. So
Oh,
the
we
listeners,
are.
we're gonna do a couple hot takes.
Mhm.
So things that are happening in Orlando, we're gonna talk about it, discuss it.
Yeah.
And then we're also gonna play a game we decided called it's Would You Rather or This or That.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be Orlando things that are not awesome. Like, would you rather do this?
Would you
or
rather?
that?
Would you rather?
So
do
we
this
each brought our own list. Nobody know. I don't know what you wrote. You don't know what I wrote. I think it's gonna be super fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Maybe it's
too.
gonna be a bomb, but if we do, we'll cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Carlos?
We can fix it in post.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We got
Vivian
the
it
would.
green light.
post.
Vivian would
That's
cut it.
right.
We got the yellow light. It
But
was-
before we do that,
Yep.
I think that we should start with a little
you want to do some oldies?
Oh,
oldies,
toe down, throw
down.
let's give the folks what they want.
All right, I'm gonna start off with local yokels.
They
Local
have
yokel
asked.
happenings.
Yeah.
So I have an exciting. This is kind of a. I'm super pumped about this. I haven't been there yet because of it, but over in the Hamlin area, which is in Winter Garden,
Mm-hmm.
Disney's backyard, Urban Air opened.
Oh, I
You guys
saw
have seen
this.
that? Have you heard about it?
Yes.
Oh man, I can't wait to go. So I'm going to give you some details on it real
Okay.
quick. Okay, I'm going to give you the introduction. Welcome to a hub of adrenaline and excitement nestled right in our own backyard. Urban Air Adventure Park. Located in Hamlin Winter Garden, this amusement juggernaut recently opened its doors to thrill seekers of all ages, reshaping the local entertainment scene. It's right by the Publix, right off. You can see it actually from 429.
Yeah, you can see it from 429.
It's massive. It's 60,000 square feet.
It's
Yep.
huge.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's an adventure park redefining the concept of indoor amusements. Over 20 diverse attractions lie within its walls, from bumper cars to wipeout, go-karts, skyrider, trampolines, a slam dunk zone, climbing walls, and virtual reality. A warrior course, a ropes course. There's an activity literally for every single age, every single person. And they have memberships. You can buy basically like an annual pass.
Right.
You can go whenever you want. You can do that. They have different 3 tiers. They also have
Wow.
I think it's 9 party rooms. So the whole thing, it's more than an amusement park. It's a community hub that aims to bring families together for shared experiences. It's an integral part of growing Hamlin community, which offers a great mix of job opportunities, housing, outdoor activities, restaurants, and so much more.
I'm so glad they did this because they
That's
needed
awesome.
more things for kids to do, I think, in
yep.
that area.
I
They were
agree.
really struggling with entertainment for kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
besides
sure.
the parks. And that's so close to Disney. So everybody's like, I guess we'll go to Disney.
know.
But that's
Right.
such a thing.
So I had clients the other day, I was showing them houses and they were from out of town and their kids were bouncing off the walls inside the house and we were shopping in Hamlin. And I was like, it's 5 minutes away. Go to the Urban Air adventure park. I was like, they'll just run out, get it all out. Let
Get all
them
the
run it
energy
all
out for
out.
Yeah, one of our agents, Claire, she knows the marketing
saw,
director there,
yeah.
so she did a preview of it a couple months ago.
It's
and
all
it
over
was-
her social
but
media. It
now-
looks
but
so
now it's-
fun.
Oh man, the
Do they have
reality-
do they have the thing where you can kind of climb up over the area
Yep,
and
they
stuff
have
as
that.
well?
They have
Yeah.
like a
Like a
thing where you
zip
like
line
ride
thing?
on something over the
What?
thing. Yeah, it's insane.
That's
Like,
cool.
So fun.
like go-karts with like different levels and like
It's
it
cool.
is- it's intense.
Gotta check that out.
It's intense.
The
So
lighting is fun.
I
It's
think
very
everybody should go do it.
colorful.
Because it's gonna get popular fast.
Oh,
Once people
sure.
really start to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, even birthday parties. There's not a lot of birthday parties for kids. Like
Right.
there's Monkey Joe's and
Monkey
Sky
Joe's.
Zone.
Is Monkey Joe's still around?
it's still there.
Monkey Joe's is still there. Really?
It's still pumping it out,
You
man.
act as if you've been there recently.
We had a birthday party there last year.
Did you really?
They need some competition. I'll just say that out loud.
Well, they got it.
Chuck E. Cheese is still around, right?
I
I think
Yes.
I think Chuck E. Cheese.
I went to one in
Is-
Ocala for my nephew's.
Of course it's
birthday
Ocala.
party.
That-
yeah,
Ocala's
it's
like-
Chuck E. Cheese
Yeah,
there.
of course it's there.
Yeah,
But I don't know if there's one here. There may be one. There's one by
And
UCF.
then Sky Zone's a good place for kids.
Sky
to go do
Zone.
parties.
Sky Zone's
but that
cool,
gets
too.
really cramped as well.
Yeah.
This is
there's a
huge.
few trampoline parks that are good.
So
for
go
kids.
to Urban Air, and we should race to see who goes there first, and then we'll review it.
Why don't you guys go together?
I would love to go with
You guys
just you,
seem to
Mark.
do
You
a
want
lot
to just go
of.
by ourselves?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, we could just do like a
I can't
little
wait. Like Pop Stroke.
like pop stroke. Yeah,
Oh, that
just
was so
like having a
fun,
pop
dude.
stroke.
It was
That
so
was so
fun.
fun.
Yeah, it was so fun.
I wonder if they have 2-person go karts.
I'm sure they do.
I'll let you.
Oh,
know.
You
it-
just sit on my lap,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
or like a little motorcycle thing with like Hagrid.
Wow,
Yeah,
you
sit
guys
next
are
to me.
real cute. You
That's
guys
not
are
a stick
shift.
We're best friends. All right, so Urban Air. So let's talk about.
This show got rated R real
We got
fast.
theme park stuff going on.
Yeah,
Let's just
Park
I'm gonna
Narc.
skip over what you just
Dirty
said.
old park narc. Come on.
Listen, I got 2 things for you. 2 shortcuts.
All right, we're ready.
Okay. I got a shortcut for you. One for each park. Okay, that's going to be for Universal Studios. You got a shortcut at the beginning of each park.
Okay.
So you can kind of cut through the lines, and you
Oh,
don't have
Islands
to worry
Adventure
about
and
Islands
are we at both
Adventure
of- okay.
and then Universal Studios.
Okay, we're at Universal Orlando.
We're at Universal Orlando.
Okay.
Universal Orlando Studios, as you enter the gates, there's going to be a small area on the right-hand side where you can have day lockers.
Okay.
So you can rent day lockers and stuff like that if you bring in bags or if you bring in, whatever. So you put it there. But if you don't take access to those day lockers, it's a perfectly awesome hallway. So you actually, whenever you check into Universal Orlando Studios, you make a direct right. You're going to go towards the guest relations place, past the restroom, and through.
I've taken that accidentally.
Yes, and then through the little locker
Spits you out,
hallway.
like, right by Bourne.
Spits you right out by Bourne.
Ooh.
And you can circumvent all of that traffic.
I've done that accidentally, and I was like, "What's this secret hallway?"
Yes. So it's freaking awesome.
What's this?
So it works. So that's your one in Universal Studios.
Thank
The one
you.
in Islands of Adventure is going to be whenever you are. This is very specific for Harry Potter people, or if you're exiting or entering that area, right?
Mhm.
If you're going into Seuss Landing on the left-hand side, you can hang to the left of Seuss Landing and go around the little kiddie park that they had, little kiddie water park, and that will take you all the way to the bridge on the other side of Seuss Landing.
So you can bypass Seuss Landing.
You can bypass Seuss Landing completely.
I walk that all the time.
So
I never
it's
knew
a
that was there.
huge L, and it's windy too, right?
Yeah.
So if you're exiting the park or you're trying to get out of there, perfect little freaking way. Just
Like
go off the
shortcut.
bridge. Yep.
So
If you're going off the bridge,
Oh.
make a right and just go around Seuss Landing, follow the railing.
It's probably a pretty
take it
view. It's
around.
right on the water too.
Yeah,
right?
it's right on the water.
Oh man.
So 2 little shortcuts just to kind of like cut down some time. Little
Especially
park
right
narc
when you're
trick.
going into Universal, if you're going with the crowds,
Yep.
Yeah.
go through that shortcut,
Bypass
turn
them,
right.
get around them.
Yep.
You can go straight back to Simpsons and
Exactly.
ET and all that stuff.
Hey,
Park Narc.
Park Narc, dropping
Narc,
facts.
dropping bombs.
2 shortcuts
I
for
love
your
it.
face.
I love my face.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Should we take it away with a little progress?
Yeah.
Progress.
What's going
Let's
on?
do it,
What's
bro.
coming to Orlando?
Okay, guys, this is something new. Velocity Esports, an arcade esports and restaurant concept, plans to add a downtown Orlando location. It signed a 15,000 square foot lease at 434 North Orange Avenue in the ground level of an under construction 16-story multi-use building, Society of Orlando.
Sounds awesome,
Dude.
This is going to be cool.
What
So this is
what
like
it? What are we doing here?
it's
What
like
are
an
we-
esports bar, but it's not. It's like it's going to be like for gamers, like a place for gamers.
No way.
Yeah.
So picture like Tron.
Yeah.
So like, but like everything's like electronic games.
Yeah.
So electronic skee ball, electronic tennis, electronic, bow hunting, whatever.
Will they have like console games there too, or just?
I'm not sure about that.
It doesn't. I mean,
Depends, eh?
I
That'd
don't
be
think
cool
so.
if you could sit
But
there
it-
and play PS5.
I mean, like, I'm guessing they're gonna have like probably some badass laser tag going
Oh,
on
yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Golf
with like
simulators,
multiple
I bet.
rooms, some golf simulators and
It's gonna be
stuff.
fun.
That's gonna be so cool.
Listen,
I
I'm
love it.
excited for them to do things downtown. I feel like downtown has really been lacking. I feel like downtown has been like it's a utility place, right? So
Right.
people from 9 to 5 and then drunk college kids.
Right.
But like, so
And
it's
podcast
good to see a
studios.
little bit more life back.
Great podcast studios downtown.
Great.
Downtown
podcast
Orlando
studio.
has probably some of the best
yeah,
podcast
that's really what's
studios,
thriving down
maybe
there.
in the entire
Absolutely.
world.
I would
Yeah.
say so too. We're on the
what
map.
I think is what I like about this specifically is that it's indoor because it's so hot here.
Yes.
That there's always let's go play tennis. No, I'll die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go even golf. We have to tee off at 4 a.m. so we
Sure.
don't die. Right.
Now that was something that I did notice about Pop Stroke. Not meaning to bring that up randomly again.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Pop
Bet.
Stroke did
Such a
not
good time.
have good
Shut up.
coverage
No,
over
it's so
for the
hot.
sun. Dude, you are out there and you're out there like in the sun in the
Baking,
desert.
right. Yeah, you're
there's no
baking.
coverage. There's no those shade tents, nothing. And it's like that might work in other places, you know, where it's still sunny and stuff. But down here in
But
Florida,
they need it.
you gotta
You
have
need
that.
either indoor or shade.
Covered.
Indoor shade,
It has
yeah.
to
But
be
even in
covered.
shade, it's still
Well, they
hot.
started even public parks. They've like those little playgrounds. They've put those giant like
They're awesome.
shade
I
things.
love
over there.
those things.
I do too.
But that should be on everything down here
I
because
agree.
it's
They
so
should be on-
hot. It's
There should be one over me at all times,
Yeah, like literally.
like an umbrella.
Yeah.
You know, I've thought about that. I've thought about
Like in a
technology
hat.
that just like has things hovering over you at all times.
No, I think that's great. I
I
can't
think
wait.
so, too.
I'm gonna go play there.
Yeah, that's definitely
needs to be fun.
progress. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm
And it
excited
sounds
for
like
it.
it's going to be fun for all ages too. So that's cool. It's not just like, yo, let's cater to those specific groups.
To this demographic
right?
or to this
demographic.
age group or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I definitely think it's
Yeah.
gonna cater
Should
more
we
towards
do?
a lot.
I love that.
I love it. Progress, 1000%.
Yeah,
I
thanks.
feel like we should do our game and then our hot take.
Let's do it.
You wanna
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do our game.
All right. So this is called. Are we gonna call it this or that, or would you rather? Because we gotta stick to it. We're gonna decide in real time right here.
Let's do. What do you want to do?
How about just would you rather?
Well, would you rather? Let's do that one.
Okay. There it is.
Yep.
We can change it. There's nothing that says that we have to.
All right.
Yep. Who wants to
ready?
go first?
I'll go first.
All right, you go first.
All right.
Should we
You guys
take? We'll
both
take
answer?
turns. We'll
Yeah,
take
we'll
turns.
take turns.
Okay.
All right. This is funny. Would you rather have to ride every single ride at Universal Studios without any breaks consistently, nonstop, or spend a whole day at Kennedy Space Center with no air conditioning?
Oh my god.
A whole day.
A whole day.
A whole day.
Like
with
walking
no
around,
breaks.
trying to enjoy yourself,
I-
no
I-
AC. Or like run from ride to ride. It's like nonstop.
I'm gonna
It's
go
a good
Kennedy
starter.
Space Center. on
No
this one.
AC?
No AC. It's
Johnny?
I'm gonna go running.
You're going to ride the rides back to back to back.
I'm gonna ride the rides back to back to back to
I
back.
think I would die. I think I would literally die.
I'm an adrenaline junkie, so I think I would
All right,
rather do that
okay.
one for sure.
All right.
And just running there would still get you juiced.
Did the person asking the question answer? Or do we just skip it?
I think you can answer.
You can answer, yeah, for sure.
Ride the rides.
Ride the
Ride
rides.
the rides.
So, like, I wouldn't enjoy myself. I'd be
Yeah.
just so mad.
Yep.
I'd just be mad. At least with a roller coaster, I'd be like, "This is awesome!" And then, like, during
All
the
day.
ride,
All day.
all day,
I would
every
die.
single ride.
I'm in.
All right, go ahead, Rob.
Okay, I got one for you. Let's see. Would you rather drive from UCF to Davenport on a hot Friday in July at 5 p.m. in the Boston Lobster Feast lobster car with no AC? That's loaded. Did you guys get that?
I got it. Yeah. I know it.
Or do an afternoon shift at a high-energy theme park dance show in a full-body, non-ventilated character costume in the full sun?
Drive.
Drive.
I would rather drive because I can listen to our podcast. At least I could be entertained.
Entertained.
on my own.
For sure.
and be in the shade.
No, I'm
Takes
going.
no
I'm going
energy.
costume character.
You are.
Yeah, that's where my roots are. I used to just prance around Main Street, USA, for like an hour and a half during Halloween time.
Main Street, USA.
And so I think that I would be maybe better acclimated to do that one anyway.
Okay.
So
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
all right, so here's my would you rather for you two. This is during rush hour.
Okay.
Would you rather rush hour I-4 to Tampa or rush hour I-4 to Daytona?
Daytona.
Daytona.
Daytona?
Yeah.
Ooh, that was quick.
Because
That's
once
so
you're in
far.
Tampa, like that, I mean, you're stuck
It's
too.
a whole big.
So it's
and
like,
then even when you're in Tampa, you're like, "This is
Once
worse."
you get into Seminole County, though, everybody drives like they're freaking Jeff Gordon. So, like,
Yeah, but I'm
it's
into that.
immediately 100 times more dangerous because you're just getting passed by everybody. These
Yeah,
huge
but when you're in
diesel
Tampa,
trucks.
you're just not. You're not even driving. You're just stopped.
You're
You're parked on a
stopped.
highway,
yeah, you're
And
just,
you would-
the whole way.
Yeah.
it's so
Just parked.
crowded. It's so,
And
the
you're like,
roads
"Ooh,
are
sweet! Now we're moving."
done.
And then you're like, "Well, that we've
Yeah.
moved for 80 feet. Now we're
Yeah.
stopped again. I
Yeah.
don't understand."
I'd go
And
to
then it's
Daytona.
more my anxiety of not understanding why we're stopped. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So,
Like
if-
then you just get somewhere. You're like, there wasn't even an accident. We just all just paused for
Yeah.
a minute.
Yeah.
that's the
Drives
worst
me
part.
crazy to go
Same.
to Tampa. All right, ready?
All right, yeah, there you go.
Would you rather spend a day at Disney World wearing heavy winter clothes in the middle of summer, or get stuck at the highest point of the roller coaster of Rip Rock Ride It,
Rip Ride
like
Rocket.
where you're laying backwards for an
Oh.
hour?
Oh. Oh.
I would rather walk around with the
Yeah.
parka on, with the
Yeah.
winter
Really?
jacket for
Oh
sure.
yeah, I don't think I could handle the other one.
You know what I'm
No.
talking about? Where you're just like laying
Oh
back?
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I
I
think
feel like I would start to have a panic attack.
panic attack.
I would for sure.
I think lots of people would have panic attack.
And then
I
if you
think
have to go to the bathroom, it's just
You
so
just
bad
go.
for everybody behind you.
you just have to. Oh,
you're right.
Didn't even think.
You know what I
about
mean?
that.
just a toot.
Like, or if somebody gets sick or something,
just a toot,
even if
man.
it's just a toot.
Okay, so I'm going to Pittsburgh, and that happened. It's like there was like a ride that got stuck for
Oh,
like
yeah.
upside down for like an hour. It was bad.
Oh, I read an
Yeah.
article about
Yeah.
that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's on the Pittsburgh podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got one for you. A would you rather? It's kind of fun.
All right.
Okay. Now imagine they lived here at the time. Imagine they lived here at the time,
Okay.
and we were cool enough to be invited. But
Okay.
would you rather attend a party at Tiger Woods' place or at Shaquille O'Neal's place?
Shaq. That place is awesome. We could like ball there. Like he has
Ball,
so it's like a
lake.
museum.
Yeah.
That old house.
But I mean,
I would rather. I'm sorry, Tiger, but I would rather go with Shaq. He's just such a cool personality kind of guy. I feel like
I'd want to hang
you
with
know.
him.
he would be fun to hang
He would
around.
be
I bet his
fun to hang
party. I bet his party would be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And not that hanging out with Tiger Woods wouldn't be awesome, but I feel like there would be a lot of like downtime in the conversation. You know, so he would just be kind of sitting there for a while. And then I would feel weird, so I might like ask like some really silly questions.
Yeah.
But like I feel like Shaq would always be like, "Hey man, you remember that one time I bought shoes for everybody at Walmart
I do.
because I'm a badass?"
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of
Okay.
cool.
All right.
All right, I got a would you rather.
Yep.
Okay, we're downtown.
Okay.
The bars have closed.
Okay.
We're in Graffiti Junction.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather mop the floors
Mm-hmm.
or clean the toilets?
Like after the bars.
After the
closed?
bars have closed, downtown bars,
Mop the
Graffiti
floor,
Junction,
probably.
specifically.
Mop the floors.
You'd rather
'cause it
mop
might be
the floors?
throw up
Oh,
or
God, yeah.
poops.
You're
better
going to
that.
find all kinds of excrement in those bathrooms.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You didn't. I mean, yours are good, but they're easy. Like they're very. Like, you're making one like really bad. Like the toilet cleaning after a night of partying.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, that's
That
true.
sounds-
But,
I mean, both is. I don't want to mop because also that's just like.
but would you stop mopping? Like, you could clean
That's
two
true. It would
toilets
take.
very
No,
quickly.
I didn't think about that.
But then you're
time-wise.
mopping up everybody's drinks
Takes
for
a
the
while.
entire day, and so like,
Yeah.
would you ever be able to stop mopping? Like, would the
Yeah.
stickiness ever go?
Maybe not, but I don't think I can deal with poop.
No.
Poops
Can't.
a lot.
I can't deal with it.
All right. There you go.
Strangers too. No willingness. All right,
All right.
Mark.
All right, I have a few of them. Let me finish. Okay. This one's kind of funny. Would you rather have to survive a day at the Orlando Farmers Market only trading items or attend the Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival without being able to understand any of the performances?
I feel like that's half my fringe
I was
experience.
going to say,
anyway.
it's oddly
No, like none of
reminiscent.
all of them though. You have to go to every one.
Every
All of
one.
them, you're just
every
confused.
single one of them.
Or like you can only trade at the farmers market for a whole day. You can't buy anything.
You can't
You're gonna
buy. You
trade.
can only trade.
There's only
bartering.
trade.
I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with trade. I think that would be fun. I think that would be a challenge. A challenge I'm willing to
I think I would. I think I'll go with the farmers market as well, because like I said, that's kind of like my fringe experience anyway.
Yeah, I
It's
go
like
to the
kind of
fringe.
understanding.
I do the French because like
what are naked
I appreciate.
comedian puppets doing in this show anyway? You know.
Yeah,
Right.
that play guitar.
That's a good one,
Yeah.
right?
That was a good
That
one.
was a
All
good
right.
one. That's very.
Rob, you got one
odd.
more?
I got one more. All right. Would you rather have unlimited free meals from any restaurant on Restaurant Row and Park Avenue for life, or a lifetime Disney Park Hopper pass for you and your immediate family?
Park hopper.
Park Hopper.
What was
Yeah,
the
because
first
Any
you
one?
have to go.
restaurant forever.
Yeah, but you have to go there all the time, and I would get bored.
Going to different restaurants.
I mean, there's only like 10 or 12.
Wait, what
15.
was the first one again? I missed the first part of the first.
Unlimited free meals for any restaurant on Restaurant Row or Park Avenue and Park Avenue for
I mean,
life.
that's fun, but
for
I feel like
life. For life.
that would probably actually be worth more when you really break it down. You're
Yeah.
right.
Ooh.
But do with the park hopper, do I get like a VIP person to go with me or anything? Just a park hopper?
I think I have it just with Park Hopper.
Oh, well,
Can you clarify that with us, please?
yeah, like
Let's see. Let me.
Is it like a
a
sorcerer's
lifetime
pass?
Disney Park Hopper pass for you and your immediate family.
well,
Oh, okay. Well, you got a lot of kids. I would go with the restaurant thing. I would go with the restaurant thing because I would just walk in there. They'd know who I was.
that would be fun.
I'd be like, yo, give me the best of what you got. They're like, oh, it's
If
Mr.
you
Spiegel. Here he comes.
If you give me like a VIP tour guide with my park hopper pass, it's an easy decision.
Mhm.
So can we negotiate with your person that's offering this?
I'll have my guy call your guy.
Johnny, what's your last
Okay,
one?
cool. So being former actors and entertainers, right?
Yep.
All right. So without knowing the show, which show would you rather get thrown into? The Pirates Dinner Theater
Mm.
or Capone's Dinner Theater?
Pirates. Because I
Pirate.
could just run around and be like,
Yeah,
right?
Pirates. It'd be more fun.
Capone's like has a story and like telling. I mean, Pirates probably does too, but like you can just be a crazy pirate, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
swinging your sword around.
Yeah,
But
I'm
the
not-
Capone's, I would walk out with like a And what is that? What is those guns with like the old timey
gas-
guns?
Tommy
gas
gun.
gun.
Tommy gun.
A Tommy gun. I walk out of Tommy gun and just they don't stare at me. And I'd be like, hey,
Hey,
But
see?
what if you get like jumped out? There's a lot of stunts in the pirate show, and they're like, "All right, you're up," and
I'll
they just
fake
like
it.
hand you a rope.
I would much rather be physically hurt than emotionally hurt. If I go out and I just ruin the show, I would be sad for years.
Yeah, I'm not funny enough to survive Capone's.
No.
No. But like, I think I could swing around and be like, "Arr, ye mateys."
You guys could be some pretty good swashbucklers.
I think so.
You know,
What would you rather do?
I'd rather do Capone's.
Well, yeah, because
Well,
you
would,
make stuff
yeah.
up.
I would love to just go in there and just like
around.
be a character.
Do
the
they
entire
still have
time.
that? Have you seen Capone's?
Yeah.
You've seen the show? Have you seen the show?
lately? I saw it a long time ago.
Do you think they still have that fork bit where they're like, "Fork you"?
I don't know if they.
I think they've changed it. I think after
changed it,
COVID,
the
they changed
reiteration.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that at the end of the day, yeah,
Keep going.
I think at the end of the day, like whenever you're looking at those different types of dinner theaters, you gotta change a little bit, but you gotta be able to give the crowd what they want too, because people have also been going to those places for like 20 freaking years.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, I want to see the
Right.
oh la, la, la.
Yeah, they are staples of our industry.
Yeah.
Should we? It's time to wrap it up. I think we should probably head on over and start
with
an interview
Michelle?
with Michelle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
you
do
wanna
Harbor
chat with
House.
Michelle?
Yeah, that was I like that this or that game.
Yeah, this is
Would
fun.
you rather? Whether I keep calling it the wrong game, you
Yeah,
guys.
let's
rather.
keep going.
We should. I have a bunch more, so we can do it next time. Do you guys have?
I
more?
have a lot.
gotta get some more.
It was surprisingly easy to
evenly
come up with
balanced.
them.
It was because it was pretty easy. I just
Yeah.
kept thinking of all the things I would never want to do,
Oh yeah, I've got some good ones.
and
We'll
there's
save
more
those.
than I thought.
Yeah.
The Boston one, the Boston car one.
Oh yeah,
the
the
craft
Boston
car?
Lobster
Oh,
Feast
that was a
car.
good one.
I love that car.
I do too. When I see it, I get excited.
Me too, and I don't even like
Is there another
lobsters
car?
or Boston. I mean, I like Boston, but I don't.
I mean, that's a
huge
pretty.
fan.
That's a staple car here in Orlando. Is the lobster car?
I think so.
Yeah, you
I've-
get paid for that.
I
get
feel
paid to drive
so
it
bad
around.
for those people that have to drive it.
Yep.
So
know.
bad.
They're making a living.
Yeah.
Doing what they need.
They're
Hey,
doing
let's
the
talk
deed.
to Michelle.
Let's
talk
do
to
it.
Michelle.
Hello and welcome back. Welcome to our monthly podcast segment where we showcase a new local charity. Our aim is to highlight the incredible work being done by charities in our community and to encourage our listeners to take action and help support their causes. Each month, we'll speak to representatives from different organizations, learn about their missions, and discover ways in which we can give back and continue to make positive impact within our community. Please welcome today, Michelle Sperzel, representing the amazing Harbor House of Central Florida. But as we got to talk to her prior to cameras rolling, we learned that, she's lived a pretty incredible life.
Yeah.
And not only, works for this charity, but does several, I'm assuming, in several different not-for-profit organizations and events for different charities around town. So can you kind of tell us a little bit about Harbor House and, who they kind of serve and how it came to be and how you got involved?
Yeah. So Harbor House is older than me, which is good, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are the certified domestic violence center that serves here in Orange County. And so when you think about domestic violence, you often think about there being a safe place for someone to flee and go to. And so we absolutely have our emergency shelter. It's quite large. We have 120 beds there. And so right around every year, we serve right around 1,000 people, and that they call it home for as long as they need to be there, which is typically right around 12 weeks.
Right.
We also have an emergency hotline that's open 24/7, and it's manned by advocates that can really help navigate someone through a crisis situation, but also help people as far as being able to give them resources to other community partners, safety plan with them on the phone, and sometimes one of the best things I think that happens on our crisis line, if someone who's calling needs to talk to an attorney about filing an injunction for protection, we have 4 of them. And so they can make a referral and get someone in touch with the attorney within 24 hours.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And we also have 12 other locations. So we're co-located in the courthouse. We have 2 offices where people can drop in and be able to talk to an advocate. We're co-located with law enforcement and then also with the Department of Children and Family. So that's just like the tip of what it is that we end up doing. We also end up working with kids in school because our goal is that we want to help break the cycle of domestic violence.
Right.
And so we're working with kids to have them help understand healthy relationships, healthy boundaries. We also do a lot of education and community training. And so I like to say that we are really here for all lives that are impacted by domestic violence. And so it's the women, it's the children, it's the men who are victims of domestic violence. It's the pets that are victims of domestic violence because we do have an on-site pet kennel. So someone who's fleeing, they can bring their pets along with them because sometimes if you don't have kids,
Right.
they are your
They
children
left
and you don't want them to be left behind.
Yep.
We're there for law enforcement. We're there for people who are survivors of domestic violence, homicide, because if you've lost a friend or a family member, if you need help and support, we're there to help you as well. And so really it's helping our entire community respond to domestic violence as far as someone who's in it, someone who's a victim of it, and also help prevent it.
Wow. Incredible.
So why this for you?
Why this for me? So I did not know and that I was a victim of domestic violence. I knew that I was in a really crappy relationship, but I didn't know.
Is that pretty common?
Yeah,
what
it's
you
pretty
see
common.
now on the other side?
Yeah, it actually is, because you just keep on justifying, you keep on lying for that person, you keep on saying, hey, that it's not that bad. But when I ended up getting out of it and I realized that I had lost like so much of who I was and so much of my identity, I mean, I would not be the person sitting here at all. I would have been just like the person who's kind of in the corner absorbing and watching, making sure that I was keeping myself safe at that time. And now I'm just sort of like, hey, how's it going? You know what I mean?
Right.
Freely giving compliments, because no one's going to be jealous. No one's going to say I'm hitting on you. No one's going to be doing any of those different things. And when I found out that what I had experienced was something that was dangerous, and made me really understand more about the dynamics of domestic violence. And one of the biggest places for me where I was a victim was financial abuse. And so it took me at least 10 years to get out of all the financial damage that had been done within that relationship. And so because of that, and that is such a personal passion, we do a lot of economic empowerment, a lot of financial education with our survivors, because one of the number one reasons why someone can't leave is because they can't afford to.
That's exactly. I was going to ask that if that had a factor, because oftentimes moving is the most expensive part, or just trying to find a new housing, or trying to get all of your stuff, or trying to start over is the most expensive part. So being able to offer some sort of assistance to, do that kind of thing, to get on your feet, get on your own 2 feet.
And what's so great that you said that is one of the number one things people say is like, why don't you just leave? And you just said like, that's the most expensive part.
It's the most expensive
So
thing.
how do I pack up everything? Like why? And then that's the other thing that I always question is like, why is she the one who has to leave? Why can't we just take it so that the abuser is held accountable, and then they're the ones who ends up leaving?
You're fulfilling that second question that comes almost naturally. It's like, well, I can, but where do I go? Right. So you're kind of already checking off that second box as well with your different locations. Now, whenever you said you have like one main house, you said where you're able to kind of take care of people on a longer term basis. You said you have different places where people can just drop in and things like that as well.
Yeah.
Where they can just go in and talk to somebody.
When they want to just go talk to somebody.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And so we have our emergency shelter. It's in a confidential location. That one is 120 beds. And then along with that, we have something that we call extended stay. So someone can move out of our emergency shelter. They'll be there for about 3 months, sometimes longer, sometimes less. But then they can move into our extended stay. They can be there up to a year. And that's 7 apartments that we have on site. So that's definitely more confidential still. And then we have transitional housing, where someone can move into an apartment that's someplace in the community. And we help them for a longer period of time. We know that the longer we're able to help somebody be in a safe position, be in a safe situation, and also wrap them around with services, that's going to be completely life-changing. And so, but it's also up to that person. We all have our own journey. I mean, we can probably all tick off like different people that we've dated and been in a relationship with, good, bad, amazing. And they're all different types of journeys. And so that's what ends up happening with domestic violence, is that it's complicated. It's not just one thing.
And that's what I was going to ask. Like, what is the process like for somebody who might be in a situation where they're like, it feels weird.
Know.
I don't know. I'm not sure. What does that process look like? If they come to you, is it a meeting, a sit down, and how long does that journey go?
So I always like to say the first thing to do is to call our emergency hotline and have a conversation with one of our advocates, because you can ask those different questions. Like, I feel that this is just doesn't feel well, or my friends are concerned about me and they gave me your number to call. We get a lot of phone calls like that. Or it's even, and I like to say that everybody's an advocate. So we have survivors that have reached out to sitting down with like their pastor, or sitting down with their best friend or their sister, or someone just says, hey, I'm really concerned about you. Can we talk about what's kind of going on at home? Or, that we went out last night with you and your boyfriend, and you just seem a little bit different. I'm concerned about you. Can we have a conversation? And so sometimes it's just even that starts to open up the door for someone to kind of explore what's going on with the relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's fascinating. And Harbor House is a big, like, there's other Harbor Houses in various places, right?
Yeah. So there,
it's like a whole organization.
Well, we are one of 41. We're one of 41 domestic violence centers that's here in the state of Florida.
Wow.
But there are domestic violence centers all over the United States. And an interesting fact is that there are more animal shelters than there are domestic violence centers for women. And that is something that just really tells you, where does society place someone who they feel can make a choice about what relationships they're in? and it's something that people don't want to talk about, domestic violence, and they often victim blame, and they hold a person who's been in that relationship or who's currently in that relationship responsible for the violence.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's great to have conversations like this, especially with 3 men. Like, this is really amazing that you are all very engaged in the conversation, because oftentimes men are just sort of like, that's a women's issue. That's their fault that they're in that relationship. And unless you've had a personal experience, like a sister, a girlfriend, or you've known someone who's lost their lives, or a coworker to domestic violence, men aren't typically wanting to have the conversation. And so one, I'm going to say it, there are totally male victims.
Oh yeah.
And we serve men in our emergency shelter.
Well,
in
because
all of our
people say
programs.
domestic violence, I think everybody just goes to like physical. Right.
Correct.
And there's so many different
There's
layers
so many
that,
different layers.
I mean, like financial, like nobody probably thinks like, oh yeah, that's completely
Emotional.
what this is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
It's
just
not a
like,
spiritual.
It's not a socioeconomic problem either.
Nope.
You know,
right.
Everybody is affected by these types of things.
Yeah.
You know,
so I think it's important to have like,
yeah.
I'm sure hopefully there's somebody listening to it now that's like, is it me? And then just to reach out and have a conversation is so important and so vital. It could change their lives.
And if
right.
you're asking that question, like, the answer is
yes.
yes.
Yeah. But they don't know where to go.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, nobody's physically hurting me.
Yeah.
He or she is nice to me. They just do this and this, and I don't really love that. But they don't hurt me, so this should be fine, right? And then they make excuses. I'm sure that you know it more than any of us. But
You're doing a great job.
thanks. I just we all have friends and journeys and people that have gone through it, and it is hard to watch from an outsider too, because you don't want to even admit it to your friend or your sibling or whatever. So that's the hardest part, is to be like, no, that's not right. That sucks.
And then,
right?
But to be that person, I personally would rather lose a friend because I spoke up and said, I care about you, than lose your friend because you didn't say anything and the abuser hurt them and killed them.
Yeah. Because that's long term right there.
Yeah, it is.
So speaking on we kind of talked about the programs that you have directly whenever they get involved, but let's talk long term. So as a state ran or a state funded kind of program, are you able to assist victims with, maybe job training or anything like that, post treatment, that kind of thing as well? Because as we talked about before, finances are usually one of the main reasons why people can't leave or feel like they can't. And then if they're dependent on another person to kind of keep them in that situation, is there, some sort of that kind of program that you have with the city of Orlando that you're doing and things?
So I'm going to layer this with, we are empowerment based. And so when I said it's really up to the person who's coming to us, what kind of service it is that they want to have access to, because a lot of the individuals that we're working with, they've had their power taken away from them. So they've had people telling them exactly what to do. So we play this opposite role of saying, hey, this is your life. These are the different things that you want to do. And if you want help and support, we believe in you. We're going to walk you through it. But at the same point in time, we're not going to be the person getting you the job. We're not going to be the person who's making sure you're taking your medication. We're not going to be the people who are making sure you're making it to school. But if you want to go to school, we can help you prep for that.
Cool.
If you want to get a job, we can put you in touch with Career Source. And so you can help be careered up.
That's great.
If you haven't gotten access to your bank, and you don't know anything about finances, let's get the different paperwork together so that we can help you open up a bank account, but we're going to get you down there and you're going to be the one talking to the people. So that you start building your self-confidence back. And it's like, you just think about, someone who, there's a bunch of pebbles that have been thrown up in the air and they're starting to grab those and put them back into their own personal bowl. Because the more that we start to help someone fill their cup, the more confidence, the more successes, the more failures, they're going to really start to feel more empowered. And that's the whole piece.
Too,
yes.
right? Is to, you want to make people feel human again.
Functioning adults in the world.
Well, we know that it's publicly funded, correct?
So we are not state run. So I was going to make that
Okay, cool. Yeah. Correct me. Yes.
Yeah, no, that was great.
Sorry.
So our budget is right around $6 million. And so we basically have to fundraise $6 million every year.
Oh,
every
wow.
year. I know, right?
And so that was
Holy
going to lead into we always try to engage our listeners and try to, so how can they help? Like, what they can do? Is it money? Is it time?
It's all of
resources?
the above. So when you say that we're state funded, the answer is yes. We get a large part of our funding from the government. It's going to be state government, federal government, the city of Orlando, the county. But at the same point in time, we have to apply for that every year. So that's what I'm saying. We have to fundraise it. We are applying for it. It is amazing that we are able to get it, but there, you never know what might happen where some of that might be lost.
Yeah.
And then we also have a lot of different funding that's coming from other community organizations. So that's where we're going to be working with people like the Dr. Phillips Foundation, if they are willing to give to us. Westgate Foundation, they're another great community partner. Orlando, Disney, all of those different people, because they know that the people who work for them utilize our services.
Yeah.
And so they're investing in the community, but they're also investing in their employees by giving to us. And so along with that, we have a lot of different fundraising events where we are fundraising right around $1 million of that $1 million of it. We are asking people just like you, can you help support us? Because that's where we're able to do some of those additional. So for instance, our kennel that we have that's on site is 100% run by us putting on events in order for people to be able to contribute to our emergency kennel. And then we're able to provide veterinarian services, both proactive and also reactive. So if we have a dog that comes in that was severely beaten as part of the domestic violence that was happening in the home, we have what's called the Marvin's Fund so that we can make sure that that dog gets help. Or this was awful for me. Like we had a survivor who came in and no veterinarian services were allowed. That was part of the abuse, part of the cycle of the abuse, is that she would have to make choices like, you can go to the doctor or the dog can go to the vet. You have to decide. And so she ended up choosing herself sometimes, and she chose the vet the other times. And so when she finally came in, she found out that her dog, who was 14, had cancer everywhere. And so then we worked with her in order to say goodbye. Yeah. So those are just some of the different things that happen in the cycle of abuse that people don't think about. And that is funded by our Pause for Peace Walk. Every year we have something that's called a Purple Door Luncheon. We raise a lot of funding there that goes towards our youth program, in addition to going towards some of our other amazing programs. We have something that's called Gifts of Hope. So this is a great one for someone who wants to first get engaged. Every family that we help in our community, we help right around 4,000 individuals, actually 5,000 individuals. It's gone up by 1,000 people.
Congratulations.
I don't know if that's a congratulations awesome. When you think about
well, you know what? At least you're helping more people.
It is, yes. You're totally
helping more
people know us. People know us.
Yes.
And so every year we help right around 5,000 individuals who are possibly living with the abuser or they've gotten out, but they don't need our shelter. They need other types of help.
Sure.
And we do what's called Gifts of Hope. We really adopt out probably about 700 of those families. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. And we have individuals who will adopt those different families every Christmas. And so that we want to make sure that we hand out probably it's closer to like maybe 70 food bags, but then we match up a lot of different people with families or businesses that want to adopt them for the holiday season. So we do a lot as far as making sure that we're matching people. We do a lot to make sure that we're able to, if there's a need, we're trying to figure out how to fulfill it. I'm super excited. There's something I put out there like in the universe 3 years ago. I wanted to offer equestrian therapy to our survivors. And literally yesterday I met with a ranch that is in,
that's incredible.
So cool. And so we're able to offer, because traditional therapy might not work for some of our survivors or some of our kids. And so that's another thing we're going to start fundraising for, is that we can offer, we have mental health therapists, but we want to be able to offer different types. And so we have drumming now, we have art therapy.
And that's what's so amazing about this is like the community really does come together to kind of like support those in need. And it's really, really, I think it's really amazing to see.
And that's an active solution seeking community.
Yes.
You know, like how can we make this person heal better, heal the way that they're supposed to heal. You know, let's find something for them.
Make connections in the community, because we're going to be there, but we want everybody to form healthy relationships with other people in the community
and learn what healthy relationships look like.
Because
I think that's oftentimes
see it and feel it.
After a repeated pattern of abuse, they lose sight of what is a healthy relationship and what
they
are
get
healthy
into another
boundaries,
relationship,
and they go back into the same thing. So I think that's super important. I think it's really amazing.
You guys are amazing, and they're super smart. I love this. This is a great conversation.
Well, I wish we could have
know.
Had I known, maybe we'll have you back on the show just so we can do it like an elongated version, because I think it's also very helpful to talk about these things.
I do too.
It is something that is not talked about openly, and I think it's something that can be talked about more openly, and I think that will kind of help alleviate the stigma around talking about it.
So if people want to find to donate, is there a place they can just go, listening right now, they can just go right now and do something, or do they?
Yeah, the best place is to go to our website. It's harborhousefl.com, and you can go there and you can donate, and then you can always go follow us on social media, and that's when you'll find out a lot of our different events that are coming up.
What's
and
your next event that's coming up that somebody can?
So
in July or anything? Got anything coming up?
No,
August?
We take the summer just to kind of plan for everything. But October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and that is really kind of what kicks off everything that's going to be happening. And so our first week of October is going to be our Purple Door Luncheon, and then after that is when we start going into November, which is when we do our Thanksgiving holiday baskets that we are doing out into the community. That's when we do about 100 of those. Then we launch Gifts of Hope in February, and this is what's great, you guys. In February, we do Walk a Mile in Her Shoes, where we have men come out and wear high heels, and they walk down Orange Avenue.
That seems like
I'm in.
right there.
We'll do some pinky
theater. I
boots.
think we've all-
Yeah, let's
it's
go.
gonna be
I've worn
amazing.
heels
Yeah.
and shows.
Yes, and so that's in. So I'll make sure we follow up on that. That's in February, and then in April we have our event, which is Pause for Peace, and that's where we do a 1 mile walk where people come out with their animals. That one we have about, oh my gosh, like right around 400 people, and a lot of people bring all of their dogs, and so we have like 500-600 dogs that are there as well.
1,000 dogs.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
right.
I'm excited. This year the theme is space or sci-fi, and we always have a good theme. So we're gonna have people dress up as
That's fun.
like I'm excited just to see who's gonna be Star Wars, who's gonna be
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Or what about
Classic
Space
sci-fi.
Bud? You guys remember the
Space Bud?
Yeah,
Space
but
Bud?
that's not-
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
golden retriever.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be
Like
your
you
dog.
might have like some. Yeah, my dog will be in a little space suit.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, and being on the space or close to the space coast, we're really
So
hoping
follow
to get
your
some
Instagram
people.
for the
Yes.
events.
We've really
We
enjoyed
gotta
having
do
you
it.
on. We should definitely have you back at some
Yeah.
point.
Oh, I
This
would
has
love
been
to. This
great.
is
Yeah,
great.
thank you
Thanks
so
for
much
being
for
on
being
the
on our
conversation.
show
Thanks
today.
for
Yeah.
sharing. Thanks for
Yes.
doing what you do.
Oh, thank
Legit.
you so much, and thank
Yeah.
you for spreading awareness.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
always.
fantastic.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Yep.